Here we're walking down another used car lot and we have a whole pile of vehicles to look at today, but it begs the question, can in fact a Lexus be on the list of some of the most problematic used vehicles? Yeah, let's get right into that conversation, because in fact Ford may even be better.
Life's too short to drive boring cars.
All right, let's take this from the top and do our blitz. Right here we have a Toyota Venza. You can see with the blue, it's going to be a hybrid, has some great tech on there. And this one here is a 2024 hybrid Venza. Of course, the limited. This comes with a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder coupled up to the hybrid drivetrain, and the ECVT makes this one of their best, most reliable, economical versions of any of their drivetrains. This vehicle here likely will be going to be 4.5 out of 5 star. Overall reliability is through the charts. Here we have a Lexus right here. Obviously older generation, we have that funky little front end, beautiful little wheels. And this is one of the models that I prefer. Absolutely one of the sportiest, smaller, mid-sized sedans. But this one here, even with the LED tail end here, the IS250 means that what's under the hood isn't the greatest. 250 means that it's got that sluggish engine, least dependable V6 engines that Lexus has ever created. It gets a whole pile of carbon fouling in there, underpowered, and there are generally issues with some of the quality control, melting dashboard, and in some cases sunroof issues. Right here we have a Mercedes. This is clearly one of their full-size SUVs. Of course, the classic wheels, you get the nice step guards. But Mercedes has lost their touch in recent years, and a lot of the quality's gone downhill. This one here is an ML400 4MATIC, and now they switched that up to the GLE, which first generation was almost the same vehicle. Lots of technology, but lots of cheap plastic is my experience. Buttons and knobs that break, sunroofs that come off the rails, and a whole plethora of issues that generally mean that cosmetics, parts, plastics are going to fall apart. While the engines are relatively reliable, leaks are not uncommon in a lot of Mercedes these days. And sadly, this Mercedes here gets about a 3 out of 5 star. Here we have the Bronco. This one here, obviously one of the latest and greatest, is built on a unibody, built in Mexico, not the best quality. And while there's a couple different drivetrain configurations, you can get the 2 liter turbo 4 eco-turd engine and an automatic transmission. That is one of their more reliable vehicles and drivetrains today. This Bronco Sport, which is essentially a unibody built on the same platform as an Escape, is just what you want to do, escape from the throes of owning one of these Fords. Because if you have the 1.5 liter in either this or the Escape, there's a good probability you've got part of that NHTSA, National Highway Transportation Safety Administration, recall that says they've got cracked fuel injector potential, allegedly, that could leak gas onto the ground. And Ford tried to come up with a quick fix recall and tried to fix it with a band-aid, detect for pressure drop, and put a little trough to drain the fuel down to the ground. But NHTSA didn't like that, and neither do we. So this vehicle here, I would say overall gets a 2 out of 5 star. Here we have a Lexus. This is a gorgeous vehicle, beautiful. Love the headlights, big, beautiful rims. This is an RC 300. It's all-wheel drive, and this is one of their sportier conversions right here. A beautiful car, beautiful taillights, and the RC 300 all-wheel drive right there means that you get a very reliable drivetrain. While it's not one of Lexus's best pieces, I do say that this is somewhere in a 3.5 out of 4. Let's go with a 4 star, because Lexus usually creates a vehicle that lasts a long time if you do the maintenance. And then over here we have a Nissan. Everybody knows Nissan is junk. Anyway, in recent years, what we have here clearly as we cycle around, this one here is a Nissan Kicks right there, and it is an SV Super Veloce. No, just kidding. Yeah, lots of plastic inside. This is one of their price point vehicles, and the Nissan Kicks was affordable for a lot of people during a time when you couldn't get an affordable vehicle. But as Nissan and the CVTs and all of their problematic engines and drivetrain combos, this vehicle gets a 3 out of 5 star, and only because of its simplicity. Here we have a Kia. Right there we have a Kia Soul 2 liter turbo, and it is not a particularly well-made vehicle. While this one here has about 100,000 miles on it, it did better than many suffering the fate of catastrophic engine failures, roadside burning. This one clearly did not burn by the roadside. But as you'll notice right here, what's going on? Clearly melting down. Quality control at its worst. And a lot of these modern day Hyundais and Kias, of course, that feature the Theta 2 engine are relatively unreliable, and they've got a lot of probability of developing a rod knock. ABS controller issues where you could leak internally as well with some of these vehicles, and of course naturally that could cause another potential for fire, allegedly of course. These vehicles, I will rate them at a 2 out of 5 star. Right here we have Ford, another late model. and this was supposed to be their gap filler for people that couldn't afford the full-size F-Series truck. Here is a smaller truck. This one is the Maverick XLT, means that we've got sort of mid-level vehicle here. Somebody went and put the troubles of putting this on just to put it up for sale. You do get a little hitch there on this Ford Maverick all-wheel drive, but sadly enough, these are not the most reliable vehicles on the market today, with lots of chintzy plastic inside. They do give you the little center screen, which is kind of cute, but the good cloth seats, no sunroof. You have to step up for the Lariat for that. This vehicle here, unfortunately, isn't that great, but it also comes with that 2-liter turbo EcoBoost engine. And of course, you're going to get yourself about a 3 out of 5 star there. Right here, IS300 right there. This is going to be a very reliable vehicle, very much like the RC 500, same drivetrain, and you're gonna get a 4 out of 5 star for this. Right here we have a Honda, and this one here is a CR-V EXL all-wheel drive. Big, beautiful little vehicle. Actually, it's quite small and subcompact, but this is basically a RAV4 competition. Look out, Mazda CX-5. This one's got you covered. You do get the Volvo taillights on the CR-V all-wheel drive, and some of these older versions like this feature the 2.4-liter 4-cylinder engine, naturally aspirated, no turbos, and an automatic transmission. Means that's one of the most reliable Honda CR-Vs that you can ever find. That one gets a 4 out of 5 star. Another Lexus, but this is a little different. We've got an F Sport RX 350 right here. You get the beautiful rims, you get this beautiful majestic looking handles on there. Look, big screen in the center and lots of glorious leather interior. F Sport badging, and naturally you get some great details. You get these beautiful headlights here and that big mouth grille that not everybody particularly loves. Lots of little detail. It gets a little busy up here, but it's clean looking overall, and you get the bulging hood. But this one's reliable because it's the outgoing V6 3.5 liters, makes just about 300 horse, and it is known for maximum reliability. This one here gets a 4.5 out of 5 star. And then we have another one. This is a little Nissan. Here we have a Sentra, which is a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, comes equipped with the CVT transmission. I might be slightly joking, but if you're putting a transmission every 30,000 miles, that's not too far outside the realm of reality. But these vehicles, although they were cost effective and a lot of people got into them, they were popular because of the price, they aren't all that reliable. Of course, you get the fake, looks like aftermarket taillights with this Nissan, which is going down, and profits are showing it in this little Sentra. They do rust out quite easily. As you can see, it's already rotted through completely. And you don't get a sunroof, you don't get it's a no frills vehicle. This one clearly has a lot of miles and was a little bit abused. Sadly, this vehicle here, the Sentra, is going to get about a 3 out of 5 star, only because of its simplicity and underpowered drivetrain that won't overcome that weak CVT transmission. Right here we have another Nissan. Right there we have a Murano Platinum all-wheel drive CVT. Well, Nissan and CVTs, we know what that's all about. And these, of course, you get chrome detail, more chrome down there. Big beautiful rims on there. I love the height of that. I believe that's at 19 or 20 inch. Love the rear styling of these. I'm definitely going to give to Nissan for styling detail, but the quality of this is not all that great. Here's a Murano. As we're looking at Nissan product Platinum, means you're going to get a vehicle that's well decked out in features. Of course, you do get a sunroof, which has had a little bit of a history of blowing out catastrophically while driving down the road. There's a fuel issue, a fueling problem with some of these vehicles. And sadly, because it has the CVT, the continuously variable transmission, and the Jatco transmission right here, makes that vehicle quite unreliable. Sure, get the Jatco out of the way. If they put a torque converter, you'd be not too bad. The general engine drivetrain isn't that bad, but it's that transmission that causes a whole pile of issues. And as a result, this gets a 2.5 out of 5 star. What do we have here? Oh, we have a BMW with the big mouth grills. Right there, we have the kidneys, and we have the angel eyes right there. All kinds of great detail on the front. Love the detailing. Of course, I love that coloring, laser cut wheels, and you get M calipers right there. M badging, more details right there. And look, two-tone here, it's quite nice. And as well, you get a sunroof on top and all of this nice black high piano finishing on the top. Here, LEDs, X3, which is one of my personal favorites, and it comes with the M40i. That means this is probably one of BMW's most reliable units. Comes with that B58 engine under the hood, which is their 3-liter turbo 6 twin scroll, and it's absolutely been bulletproof for BMW since around 2018, where all of a sudden they outfitted. They've got heat encapsulation, improved bottom end, of course crank Crank journals are beefier, you got better fuel injection system, better cooling, and the entire packaging of that new turbocharged 3-liter is much vastly better than the outgoing N55 engine. This vehicle here, as a result, because of all the enhancements and the bulletproof transmission, which is the ZF 8-speed right there, this vehicle gets a 4 out of 5 star, and the rest, because all the excessive technology, just means it doesn't get a little higher grades. Right here we have another Lexus RC 350 right there. Comes with all-wheel drive, absolutely gorgeous vehicle. F Sport, absolutely nice there too. You also get LEDs right there, Lexus. And what can you say, an RC with a 350, that means you get the naturally aspirated 3.5-liter V6, same as you did over on that RX 350 over at the end of the row there. Means this is a bulletproof and one of their tried and true drivetrains. Sadly, Lexus is starting to give these drivetrains away. You get some great headlights, big grille on there. Not everybody's loving the grille, but everybody's loving the performance as well as the economy that you're getting with a lot of these vehicles and the long-term durability. Good for 300,000 or 400,000 miles. This one here is going to get a 4.5 out of 5 star. Right here we have one of their biggest, boldest SUVs by Lexus. Again, this is the LX 570. So it features the latest and greatest of their 5.7 V8, which is arguably one of their most reliable workhorse engines right now. And that vehicle there is going to get a 4.5 out of 5 star. Right here we have another Lexus. This is the RX 500H Direct 4. You're now getting the turbo 2.4 liter as well. You get it hybridized, and that vehicle is, unfortunately, because of that engine now, you're going to have to settle for about a 4 out of 5 star. This one here, Range Rover, as we can see, it's a Land Rover product. And there's no shocker there. With air ride suspension issues, electrical gremlins, O2 sensors, engine issues, timing chains on some of the older vehicles, especially the ones with the supercharged V8s. These vehicles here are very unreliable, very extremely costly to maintain, and sadly are going to rank quite poorly overall. In terms of rating, you're going to get a 2 out of 5 star for that Range Rover. Right here you get another Lexus. This one here is a GX 460, and that is also equipped with one of their more reliable 4.6 liter V8 engines, and with 280 and change horsepower, it is quite a reliable workhorse. This one too, enough can be said about that. This Lexus is going to run 300,000 or 400,000 miles. It's going to last a long time. This vehicle here, definitely good for a 4 out of 5 star. Now, unfortunately, we know that Ford got a slightly higher rating, unfortunately, compared to the Lexus IS 250, which isn't necessarily their bright spot, nor is this revised Lexus LX 600, as you'll notice right there on the badge. This no longer carries the older 5.7 liter V8, which was a bulletproof vehicle. Now this carries the 3.4 liter twin turbo V6, which now is on the recall list for hundreds of thousands or thereabouts engine replacements, because the Toyota Tundra as well as the Lexus LX 600 that you see with these beautiful wheels and beautiful fold-away mirrors and nice detailing right there, sadly have this engine problem where they're catastrophically failing, allegedly due to some extra material and metal particulate staying in the case of the engine. After machining, it never got cleaned out well enough, and sadly the material hung up in the main bearings, taken out engine after engine after engine. Just ask the Toyota Tundra owners all about it. They're very passionate about those failure modes. Unfortunately, because of that, until 2 or 3 years pass, I would anticipate this vehicle to get much more reliable. But until then, because the instability and the volatility of what's going on, I have to relegate this vehicle to a 2 out of 5 star. Once that gets sorted, I'm sure it'll bump back up to 3.5 to 4 out of 5 star. But till then, sorry, it gets punted to the bottom. Next in line, we have this Dodge Caravan, and unfortunately this is a tackle box special, because that's what you feel like when you're inside of this vehicle. The quality, the fit and finish, the plastics, and the grade of the materials makes you feel like you're playing for Fisher Price or in a fisherman's tackle box, because it's just not there. Transmission issues, electric problems, and the engines aren't that crap hot either, makes this vehicle here one of the worst buys of all time. Now, while a lot of people swear by them, they are practical. You can put all the kidlings in the back, as well as you can haul a lot of goodies around with this vehicle. The sense is that these are more or less throwaway vehicles, and as a result, I give this a 2 out of 5 star. And what do we have over here? We have a Tesla electric vehicle. Yes, you got electric issues with the handles. You got electrics here, camera problems, unfastened hardware on the suspension. You get frosting up in the headlights. You get all kinds of fitment panel gap issues. You get all kinds of electrified problems, including that center screen, which controls the mass majority of this vehicle. and the fact that it's pretty much DIY off, hands off. You're not going to fix a thing, and the overall reliability really is almost in line with your iPhone. Every once in a while, your iPhone, you have to switch it off, reset it, because something hangs up, an app jams up, or the phone just crashes. It's no different for this. This is one giant computer, and as a result, because of some of the quality challenges that we've seen in Tesla throughout, this one is one of their most popular models. While it competes with the likes of the Ford Mustang Mach-E, it is, in fact, although it's one of the best selling, it isn't all that reliable. This one here gets a 3 out of 5 star, but if we were looking at the Model X, that would be more like a 1.5 to 2 out of 5 star. And with all of that said, be sure to check out some of the most problematic, unreliable vehicles, and another car lot blitz. Hope to see each and every one in the next one. We'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.